Hey guys, Nate from Chuck Dug going to show you how to apply a vinyl decal to a surface using a wet application method, which gives you a lot more play, wiggle room when you're applying the decal. Okay, so the first thing you want to do if you're going to try a wet application with vinyl decal is make sure that it has the right transfer tape on it. So you can obviously see the difference in this one. I'm not even sure if you can tell if it has tape on it, but it's a clear transfer tape. This one has a paper tape, and you can usually tell because depending on what it is, it might be pulling up on the edges. It might look a little wrinkly. That's fine. Your actual decal won't be wrinkly, but the paper will. This is the only kind that I suggest trying a wet application with because it's paper. It'll let the water out, the moisture out. It'll dry up better. It just works better. So this is the kind of decal you get. You can try the wet application. So no matter what type of application method you're using, the first thing you want to do is clean your surface. This is just a play magnet board for our toddler. You can see it's all messed up. It's somewhat clean. I cleaned it, but it's about as good as it's going to get. You want to clean the surface as well as you can. Rubbing alcohol or like dish soap and water, something like that. If it's a window, you can use like Windex or glass cleaner. Wouldn't be my preferred method. But whatever you use, you want to make sure it's completely dry. So there's no alcohol, there's no Windex, whatever you're using. Let it dry, and then you're good to go. So first thing, take a squeegee or a credit card or a driver's license or something with a an edge that you can use. Just rub the decal down. Makes it easier to pull the backing paper off. And then you will want spray bottles the easiest, or you can just use a wet paper towel or something, but essentially put a little water in there. A couple drops of dish soap. I use Dawn dish soap. You can also use baby shampoo if you have like the little Johnson & Johnson baby shampoos. I use dish soap. It works just fine. So a trick to peeling the backing paper off, which is going to be your first step before you can actually apply it to anything, do it upside down. It's often a lot easier to pull the backing paper off instead of trying to pull the decal from the top. And then when you're pulling it, try to do it at a really sharp angle. Don't pull up in a way. Keep it down as flat as you can, almost 180 degrees. And it should come up pretty easy. Don't be like me and get your dirty fingers all over everything. Alright? So let's see, where are we going to put it? How about right around in here? So we're going to just spray the area that we're applying it. Spray the decal a little bit. So you normally don't need to do wet method with a small decal. I'm doing it just for demonstration purposes. This is really useful if you're doing like a storefront. You have a big decal with a logo, a lot of detail, whatever, and you really want to make sure that you're able to get it situated. So basically, the reason you want to use wet method is because I've pressed it down. If this was dry, it would be stuck. I might be able to work it up, but probably not. But since it's wet, I can maneuver this around a little bit, get it exactly where I want it to be. I'm not too picky. I'm just putting names on here, like I said, for our toddler, so she can start to try to read them, recognize letters, that sorts of thing. She'll think it's cool. But so basically, just set it down, then start in the middle. It's a little harder to do on a small decal to show you, but you want to start in the middle and basically squeeze the water out. And notice I'm going from the middle to the outside edge and not just going all over the place. You want to get all of the water out, all of that soap and water out. You want to take some paper towel, wipe up around the edges as you go. The idea is to get all of the water out, all of the air bubbles out. Alright. Looks pretty good to me. We're gonna let this dry for a while. Depending on how wet you got it, 20-30 minutes all the way to overnight. I mean, if you really can, ideally leave it 24 hours and come back, and it should be relatively dry, and it should peel up, and I'll show you that in a minute. Alright, so that was quick. It's been about 20 minutes, I'd say. For you it was instantaneous, but the paper is somewhat dry on this one, so we'll just peel it. Grab a corner, fold it over. You want to keep it just like the backing, when we remove the backing paper, keep it parallel if you can, 180 degrees, and just kind of roll it along slowly and evenly, consistently. If you have a piece like I just did that started to pull up, stop. Don't keep going. Stop. Go back. Rub it down with your finger, with your squeegee, with your driver's license, whatever you have, depending on how bad it is. All right, and there it is. And so now you'll let this dry. You'll wait at least 24 hours before cleaning the surface. So if it's a glass window or whatever, don't clean this yet. After 24 hours, you should be able to clean around it. I wouldn't spray Windex directly on it, but you could spray, Windex glass cleaner, whatever. Spray it on a paper towel and wipe this. That shouldn't be any issues. Just try to avoid getting a lot of cleaning solution in the top edge of the decal. It'll start to seep its way in. Your decal will start peeling.